Good morning, children. So last class we have finished chapter 2. Yes, I've sent notes also. Yes. So today we are moving to new chapter, that is chapter 3, that life process. Okay. So what is meant by life process? So life process, it is an important activity which is performed by all the living organisms. Okay, so why they have to perform this function? In order to maintain the body function. Okay, so it is an important activity which is performed by all the living organisms in order to maintain the body function to survive on the earth. So these life process are of 6 types. Let us see one by one. So in this picture you can see the 6 types of life processes, isn't it? So what are they? Nutrition, transportation, respiration, excretion, reproduction, metabolism. Okay, so there are 6 types of life process. What are they? Nutrition, transportation, respiration, excretion, reproduction, metabolism. Metabolism means digestion. Okay, so about this life process we are going to study in this chapter one by one. Okay, so first we can see why there is a need for life process. Okay, so living organism, we know if any organism want to live, it needs energy. Yes, if any organism want to live, it needs energy. So how they will obtain this energy? By food. Yes, they will get energy from the food. Yes, so food when injected through mouth, yes, food when injected it will be taken to our mouth. Yes, so that process is called what? Nutrition. Okay, food injected through mouth. Sorry children, food I wrote here, mouth should come. Okay, so food injected through mouth, that process is called what? Nutrition. So what is the use of this food which is intaken by the nutrition process? It helpful for the development and growth of an organism. Okay, and these nutrition which we are intaken by our mouth have to be broken down into simpler substance, isn't it? So then only our body cells can utilize it, or body cells can use it. Okay, so how it is broken down? By chemical process. Okay, chemical process means oxidation process. Okay, so food will break down into simpler substance and then it will be utilized by the body cell by the chemical process, that is oxidation process. So in first chapter only we have seen what is meant by oxidation. Oxidation means addition of oxygen. Yes, so we know that all living organisms require oxygen. Yes, how we will intake oxygen? By the process called respiration. Okay, so there is a need for respiration. It is also one of the life process, isn't it? So now in unicellular organism, it contains only one cell, a single cell organism. Yes, so they do not have any specific specific organs. Okay, specific organs for taking food. It is not organisms, organs. Okay, so in unicellular organism there is no specific organs for taking food or for exchange of gases or for removal of waste. Okay, so exchange of gas in the single cell organism or unicellular organism is done by the diffusion process. Okay, diffusion means, you know what is meant by diffusion? The process of movement of molecules from a higher concentration to the region of lower concentration. That is called as what? That is called what? Diffusion. Okay, that is called diffusion. In multicellular organism, all the cells are not in contact with the surrounding cells. Okay, but in unicellular organism, they do not have any specific organisms for taking food. The entire surface of the single cell organisms is in contact with the environment. Okay, and exchange of gases will take place through the diffusion. Okay, and in multicellular organism, all the cells are not in contact with the surrounding, so you know that group of cell together forms what? Tissue. Yes, so all the living organism is made up of what? Cell, and the group of cell together form tissue, and the tissue forms what? Organ. So the organ will perform the specialized function, isn't it? So all the parts of the all the parts of the body, that means all the parts of the living organism, that is organ, need food and oxygen. Okay, so there is a need for transportation. Okay, so we know in multicellular organism there is what? Different organs which is performing the different function. So all the body parts need food and oxygen, which is done by the transportation process. So what is done in the transportation process? The transportation process means that carrying food and oxygen from one body organ to another body organs. Understood, children? Now during chemical reaction which take place in our body, so we know that many chemical reaction is take place in our body, which will create some byproducts that are useless. Useless means what? Unwanted waste. Okay, which is not needed for needed by our body. Okay, not only useless, it is harmful to our body. Okay, so the unwanted waste have to be removed by the life process called excretion. Understood, children? So this is the importance of life process in the living organism. So now we are going to see elaborately about each life process, okay, one by one. First, in this class we can see about the nutrition process. Okay, so what is meant by nutrition? It is the mode of taking food by an organism and its utilization by the body. Okay, it is the mode of taking food. It is the mode of taking food. Mode means what? Way. Okay, it is the way of taking food by an organism and its utilization by the body. Okay, so it is used by the body. So you know that already in lower classes you might have studied there are two modes of nutrition. Yes, so what are the mode of nutrition? Autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, so what are the two mode of nutrition? Autotrophic nutrition, heterotrophic nutrition. So first we can see in this class briefly about autotrophic nutrition. Okay, so autotrophic nutrition, what is meant by autotrophic nutrition? The mode of nutrition in which organisms make food themselves from simple substance, that is called autotrophic nutrition. Okay, so a mode of nutrition in which organisms, that means these living organisms can make their food themselves, they can prepare their own food. Okay, so these organisms which can prepare their own food are called as autotrophs. Okay, called as what? Autotrophs. And example for autotrophs, you know, these plants. Okay, okay, so plants can prepare their own food, isn't it? So example for autotrophs, plants. Now we know that plants can prepare their own food by the process called photosynthesis. Okay, now we can see what is meant by photosynthesis. Okay, so photosynthesis means it is a food making process in plants with the help of sunlight. Yes, so food is prepared by the plants with the help of sunlight. So what are the raw materials required for the photosynthesis? Water, carbon dioxide and minerals. Okay, so water, carbon dioxide and mineral is needed by the plants for doing photosynthesis. Then So you know where the photosynthesis will take place. Photosynthesis will take place in the leaf of the plant. Okay. So the leaf of the plant are called as the food factories of plant. Okay. So because factory means what? Where the products will be prepared. As you know, example biscuit factory, as milk factory, as so where the production of the product will take place. Okay. Here in plants, they will prepare the food in the leaf. Okay, so the leaves are the food factories of plant. So all the raw material which is needed for the photosynthesis have to reach the leaf. Okay, now so water and minerals, we know the raw material which required for the photosynthesis are water, carbon dioxide and minerals. Yes, so all these have to reach the leaf of the plant. Okay, so how the plants will obtain water and mineral? Water and minerals present in the soil will be absorbed by root. Okay, and then it is so from the root it will be transported to the leaf of the plant. Then so carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide from air is taken through tiny pores called stomata. So here in this picture you can see the picture of stomata. Okay, so stomata in 9th standard you have studied about stomata. Yes, so stomata means it is the minute opening which is present in the leaves, as minute pores which is present in the leaves of the plant. So carbon dioxide is absorbed through these stomata. Okay, so gaseous exchange will take place through stomata. Okay, so carbon dioxide will taken by the plant and oxygen will be released. As so oxygen will be released and carbon dioxide will be absorbed by the stomatal region. Okay, and stomata it is protected by the, so here we can see the structure of the stomata. Yes, so during the daytime photosynthesis process will take place. Yes, and that time the plant need what? Carbon dioxide which is absorbed by the stomata. Okay, so when during photosynthesis the stomatal pores will open. Okay, this opening and closing of the stomatal pores is done by the cell called cord cells. Okay, so the opening and closing of the stomatal pores is done by the cord cell. Okay, so in daytime the stomatal pores will be open for photosynthesis, and in night time there is no sunlight. Yes, that time the stomatal pores remain closed by the cord cells. Understood, children? Then, so the leaves have green pigment called chlorophyll. You know that for photosynthesis sunlight is important. Yes, so the leaves have green pigment called chlorophyll which will capture the energy from the sunlight. So here in this picture you can see the pictorial representation of photosynthesis. Yes, so the energy which is obtained by the chlorophyll is used to synthesize food from carbon dioxide and water. Okay, here you can see the light energy is absorbed by the chlorophyll present in the leaf. Okay, and carbon dioxide will be absorbed by the stomatal opening present in the leaf. Then oxygen will be and water will be taken by the root of the plant to the leaf, and in the leaf photosynthesis will take place in the presence of sunlight, and it forms what? Sugar. Okay, the sugar molecule which is formed during photosynthesis is carbohydrate, that is glucose, C6H12O6. Okay, so the sugar molecule which is formed during photosynthesis is glucose, and during photosynthesis oxygen will be released out from the plant. So in this picture you can see the chemical reaction which occur during photosynthesis. So carbon dioxide, okay, which is absorbed by the stomatal pore, CO2, it is reacting with the water which reaches to the leaf of the plant with the help of root. Yes, so these carbon dioxide and water will react, and in the presence of sunlight it forms glucose. Glucose C6H12O6 plus oxygen O2. Oxygen will be released out. Okay, so the glucose which is formed will be utilized by the plant for their function. Okay, and the remaining glucose, that means excess glucose, will be stored in the plant in the form of starch. So now we can see the important events which occur during photosynthesis process. So first is absorption of light energy by chlorophyll. Okay, so chlorophyll will absorb the light energy which is needed for photosynthesis. Next, so once the chlorophyll is absorbing the light energy, it will be converted into chemical energy. During this reaction, splitting up of water molecule will take place. So the water molecules will split into hydrogen and oxygen, and a reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrate. So carbon dioxide will be reduced to carbohydrate called glucose, C6H12O6. So now we are going to see the two activities which is given in your reader. Okay, so first activity, what we are going to do the activity to show that chlorophyll is essential for photosynthesis. So why we are doing this activity? We have to show that chlorophyll is essential for what? Photosynthesis. Okay. So we know that chlorophyll, what is the function of chlorophyll in photosynthesis? Chlorophyll, the green pigment which present in the leaf, it will absorb the energy from the sunlight, isn't it? So we are doing this activity to show chlorophyll is essential for photosynthesis. So let's start the activity. So what material do we need for this activity, you know, children? So we need potted croton plant. Okay, potted croton plant. You saw the leaves of croton plant. If you saw the leaves of croton plant, it will be like in this first picture you can see, it will be like a little yellowish and green color. Yes, for this activity you can take the croton plant or the money plant. Okay, so the material needed for this activity is the leaf from the croton plant, okay, then alcohol, okay, then iodine solution, then some water, okay, and we have to use trace paper. Okay, so first you have to take the potted plant, okay, and you have to keep the potted plant in a dark room for 3 days. Okay, you have to take the potted plant, keep it in a dark room for 3 days. Okay, then keep the plant after keeping it for 3 days in a dark room, you take the plant and keep the plant in the sunlight for 6 hours. Okay, how many hours you have to keep the plant in sunlight? 6 hours. Okay, after keeping the plant in sunlight for 6 hours, you have to pluck the leaf from the plant. Okay, pluck a leaf from the plant, and just you have to trace the green parts of the plant in the trace paper. You know, no, tracing means you if the diagram, if you are not able to draw properly, you used to trace from the reader, isn't it? So in the same way, you have to trace the green parts of the leaf in the trace paper. Okay, after tracing, you have to dip the leaf, okay, dip the leaf in the boiling water for a few minutes. Okay, So you have to dip the leaf in boiling water for few minutes. Okay, after that you have to take it from the boiling water, immerse the same leaf in the alcohol. Okay, so why we want to immerse it in the alcohol means the chlorophyll will be removed from the leaf. Okay, so you can see in the second picture. Okay, so after keeping the leaf in the boiling water for few minutes, then we have to immerse this leaf in alcohol. Okay, after that you have to put this test tube which contain the leaf in a water bath. Okay, water bath is used to heat. Okay, heat the water. So in a water bath you have to keep the test tube. Okay, heat this until the alcohol begins to boil. Okay, now dip the iodine solution. Otherwise just you can add 2 or 3 drops of iodine solution. You can see in the picture, through dropper you can add the iodine solution into the leaf. Okay, now you have to compare the color of leaf with the tracing paper. Okay, already you trace the green part of the leaf in the tracing paper. Yes, so you just compare the color of the leaf with the tracing paper. So what happens to the color of the leaf? The leaf loses its green color. Here in the second picture you can see leaf loses its green color after boiling in an alcohol. Okay, and become what? Colorless. Okay, so what happened leaf after putting this colorless leaf in iodine solution? When we put this colorless leaf in an iodine solution, we can see only the green part of the leaf turn blue. Okay, only the green part of the leaf will turn blue. Okay, in this activity we see that only the green part of the leaf turns blue with iodine. So we can say only the green part of the leaf photosynthesis will take place. Okay, because the green part of the leaf contain chlorophyll, in which the photosynthesis process will take place, and which will produce the starch. Okay, understood children? So in this activity we can conclude that chlorophyll, that is the green pigment which is present in the leaf, is essential for the photosynthesis process. Understood children? So here you can see the picture variegated leaf. So what is the meaning of variegated leaf? The leaf which is having the partially green color and other color also. So in croton leaf you can see it is brown color, yes, brown with greenish. So only the green part of the plant, the chlorophyll process will take place. Sorry, photosynthesis process will take place because of the presence of chlorophyll. Understood children? Now we can see second activity. So in this second activity we are going to show that carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. Okay, let's start the activity. Okay, so what material do we need for this activity? You know children, you have to take 2 healthy potted plants. Okay, you have to take 2 healthy potted plant. Okay, and 2 bell jars. So you can see 2 healthy potted plant, then 2 bell jar. Okay, and iodine solution, then some sodium hydroxide on a watch glass. Okay, so these are the materials which needed for this activity. Okay, so now we can see how we have to perform this activity. Keep the 2 potted plants in dark room for 3 days. Okay, same like first activity, we have to keep the 2 potted plant in dark room for 3 days. Okay, so why we want to keep these 2 potted plant in dark room for 3 days? You know, we have to keep the plant in dark room because all the starch gets used up. Yes, because you know in the presence of sunlight only the plants can prepare their food and form the starch. Yes, so in 3 days when we are keeping in the dark room, all the starch or the food material which is stored in the leaf will be utilized or used by the plants. Okay, so the remaining that means photosynthesis process, the food remaining food will be stored in the form of starch. Yes, so these starch will be used by the plants during these 3 days. Okay, so starch works as an internal energy source and can be used whenever needed. Okay, so first step is we have to keep the 2 potted plant in a dark room for 3 days. After that, put the 2 plant on the sunlight. Okay, on the sunlight for 6 hours. Okay, so how we have to keep? No, you have to take the you can see in the picture, the first place the watch glass. Here you can see the watch glass. Yes, here you can see the watch glass. This watch glass have to be placed near to the one pot. Okay, A pot. So this watch glass containing the potassium hydroxide. Okay, so these watch glass containing potassium hydroxide have to be placed near to the one pot. Okay, so why this potassium hydroxide is placed? No, this potassium hydroxide is used to absorb the carbon dioxide which is present inside this. Okay, so potassium hydroxide will absorb. What is the function of potassium hydroxide? It will absorb the carbon dioxide. Okay, next you have to cover the plant with separate bell jar. So you can see in the diagram. Okay, just we have to cover both the plant with the bell jar. Understood, children? So first we have to take the plant and keep it in a dark room for 3 days. Then put the 2 plant in a sunlight for 6 hours. Okay, so while placing you have to keep near to the one plant you have to keep the watch glass which containing potassium hydroxide. So this potassium hydroxide will absorb the carbon dioxide, and just we have to cover the plant with the separate bell jar. Okay, so after covering this plant with bell jar, next only you have to keep this plant in the sunlight for 6 hours. Okay, after that you have to pluck a leaf from each plant. You have to pluck a leaf from each plant, and just you check for the presence of starch. Okay, how we will check the presence of starch? By dipping the leaf in the iodine solution for few minutes and then rinsing of the iodine with water. So what happens to each leaf? The leaf of the plant which kept without potassium hydroxide, it will turn blue black. Okay, showing the presence of starch. And the leaf of the plant with the potassium hydroxide, it will does not turn to blue, showing no starch. Okay, so the leaf of plant which kept without potassium hydroxide, it will turn blue black, showing the presence of starch. The leaf of the plant with the potassium hydroxide does not turn blue, showing no starch. Okay, so why the leaf of plant with potassium hydroxide does not turn blue? Potassium hydroxide, it will absorb. Already I told what is the function of potassium hydroxide. Potassium hydroxide will absorb all the carbon dioxide from the plant. Okay, so we know carbon dioxide is important for photosynthesis. Yes, then only photosynthesis process will take place. Okay, so we are keeping potassium hydroxide near to the potted plant which will absorb the carbon dioxide. That's why the photosynthesis process will not take place in the in the plant which is with the potassium hydroxide. Okay, so the photosynthesis process will take place only the leaf of the plant which is kept without potassium hydroxide. So that when we are doing the starch test, you can see the leaf of plant kept without potassium hydroxide will turn blue black. Okay, showing the presence of starch. But the leaf of plant with the potassium hydroxide does not turn blue black, which shows that no starch. Okay, no starch is formed because the potassium hydroxide will absorb the carbon dioxide which is necessary for photosynthesis. Okay, so from this we can conclude that carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. Okay children, so I hope that you all understand about the nutritional process which take place in plant, that is only autotrophic nutrition. So next class we can see about the heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, if you have any doubt you can ask children, and I will send the notes in WhatsApp, you can copy, okay, and start to read. Okay, thank you children.